Welcome to Twitter Tuesdays.
What it do, my beautiful people. We are live from Color Command Creative Studio out in Atlanta, Georgia. I am your host, Elder Designer, and this is episode 6 of the ShiftMakers Podcast. I want to introduce something a little bit new to y'all today, a new little segment I want to bust off right quick to y'all today. It's called Twitter Tuesday.
Twitter Tuesdays.
And just to give y'all a quick little explanation on why I want to do Twitter Tuesday, first and foremost, I want to tell y'all this is going to be a nice little solo episode. Another little 30 piece I'm going to serve y'all with. So you definitely want to, of course, stick around for that. And also, before we get into things, go ahead on and visit our YouTube page at the ShiftMakers and subscribe to that. You know, go ahead on, watch some videos, like them right quick, and leave some comments. You dig? Of course, that's going to help in supporting this channel. And going back, of course, to Twitter Tuesday, right? So Twitter Tuesday, I don't really do social media like that. I ain't going to lie. You know, when I'm on Twitter, if I'm on Instagram, if I'm on pretty much anything, like even Facebook or whatever, which I rarely be on. The only time I'm on it, honestly, is to promote like business stuff. I get on Twitter every once in a while to interact with people, but for the most part, Twitter then turned into a whole new animal. Instagram really ain't as fun and entertaining really as it used to be. And Facebook just never really was it for me like that, to be honest with you. But I will say this, Twitter has some of the funniest content and some of the most, I guess you could say, I can't believe that type shit on it. So I definitely wanted to open y'all up to what I've been seeing on my timeline and just kind of give y'all a nice little, not only reaction, but just open up the discussion to y'all about just certain things and, you know, certain topics that's been circulating on the timeline. Now, I'll say this, when it comes to Twitter, that's probably the best summary of someone's mindset that you could possibly get regarding the social media apps, because on Instagram, you could fake it like it ain't shit. On Facebook, I mean, you could pretty much do the same thing, but I mean, I guess you could be a little bit more personal with how you fake it. And really pretty much on Twitter, you kind of are being a little bit more transparent without even knowing it. And that's by just looking at what you like, of course, looking at what you retweet, and looking at just, of course, what you talk about. And before you know it, if you look at your last 30 days or your last month in which you tweeted or interacted with, you're going to realize that, oh, damn, this tells people a lot about me that I didn't even realize.
Yes, you know a lot. You you're not working with the people, right? You're not with the people. So
with all of that being said, I just want to, tell y'all a little bit about, like I said, certain things that I've been looking at. I'm going to probably only do about 4, 5, maybe 6 tweets for these Twitter Tuesday episodes. Just to, like I said, of course, I really do want to get y'all commentary and, of course, y'all perspective on the things we discuss today and every time we run Twitter Tuesdays. Y'all can, of course, do that by emailing me and messaging me at info@KRUEClothing.com. Again, that is info@KRUE Clothing.com. And, of course, going to YouTube, like I just stated earlier, and leaving some comments and just, discussing things from there. So with all of that being said, I know this was a long ass disclaimer and a long ass explanation, but I had to give it to y'all so y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. But with all that being said, we gonna open things up to the first tweet. Now, I wish I actually could have got the person who tweeted this, because it's actually some funny shit. But I wanted to tell y'all about this little note that I saw on my timeline, along with, of course, the tweet that accompanied it. And the tweet starts by saying, y'all, look at what my best friend's neighbor left on her car this morning. This can't be real life, because what? Welcome to Norfolk. And it's basically a picture. And this is exactly what the picture is a note. And the note is, of course, handwritten. And it's basically saying this. It follows. Good morning. Please, please, please don't park directly in front of my door. I was awakened at 3 a.m. with some bullshit because my man thought I had someone in here. OMG. The nigga tapped the window with his piece and I had to tap back with mine. He's all good now after some head, but Lord.
Wow!
And I mean, like, you know, I feel that's actually some very important shit that a lot of people don't even, you know, really discuss when it comes to buying your first crib or having a neighbor invite some people over. But that's actually some very important shit because, you know, if somebody parking in front of your crib and you go about the business of course, having your significant other or shit, your piece come over and and that, you know, that suspicious car just right there, it could definitely look a little bit funny. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, going to the extreme where having the dude tap his piece on the window, that's a little bit extreme, but you know, when you're caught slipping, you know, it could be a dangerous world. But I just thought that was fucking crazy because, you know, you really can't, you just really can't call those type of situations when you in a mixed little bag to the point where you asleep and it ain't even your fault, but you know, things just look suspicious around your front door. So, you know, I just thought that shit was crazy regarding what people be parking at. And of course, just how you interact with your neighbors, you know, because I feel like a lot of people, especially nowadays, don't even give a fuck about their neighbors. Niggas don't even be talking to their neighbors. Niggas probably see their neighbors about once a week. But it's really important, you know, to have that relationship with your neighbors so they know not to do stupid stuff like that and put you in that little pickle. Because once you in that bind and once you know, you got that little trust issue going on, it's hard to get out of. So yeah, you may want to definitely develop that little relationship with your neighbors. The next tweet I got was from somebody named Jamie Ferguson, right? And it reads like this. I have come to realize that men and women are simply not designed to live together. All my friends who are happy are single. We are simply not wired the same. We don't want the same things or we don't act the same.
Huh, okay.
You know, I thought that shit was crazy because a lot of people nowadays, they feel like that because, I don't know, like maybe they just ain't finding happiness in their relationships. Or maybe, you know, they just been jaded by previous relationships. Maybe, you know, they used to getting taken advantage of. Or maybe, you know, they used to getting manipulated. Or maybe they used to getting hurt. But if you live with your partner, it's only going to make life much easier. Or at least much easier to me, you know. Just off of experience from myself. Now, I'll say this, you know, it's going to come with some trials. It's going to come with some tribulations. But if you have some steady little communication, it's going to smooth things over. Now, I just thought that shit was crazy because it kind of have a little bit something to do with our first tweet regarding, of course, you know, the girl who basically had her neighbor's guest parking in front of her house and her man coming over, you know, thinking that she creeping basically. But yeah, it's definitely, you know, a good thing to live together. I feel like with your significant other, you know, because of really a lot of reasons. And if you are going through these type of problems where you just feel like you're not wired the same with your significant other and you don't want the same, then maybe you just need to reevaluate that relationship that you in. If you can't live with her, if you can't live with him or whoever your significant other is, I mean, shit, are y'all really meant to be together? If y'all can't talk through your problems, if y'all can't, you know, eat together, hold a conversation together for a long time, If y'all can't watch a movie together, go to sleep together, wake up together, I mean, well, shit, then what the you gonna do together? But yeah, you know, I just feel like it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sad in a sense that, you know, our generation, I feel like, has these problems where they don't know how to talk to each other when it comes to relationships. And of course, when it comes to problems and arguments in relationships, I feel like there's always some type of line that keeps couples from seeing things eye to eye. Like, they're talking about, you know, they're not wired the same and they're just don't act the same. Well, you know, of course, you're not going to be wired the same. You're not going to act the same as your significant other. For instance, we all know like the stereotypes. Like, I know me and my old lady, we live together, and, you know, there could be certain stereotypes, like say with the bathroom, you know, the stereotypes that comes with the bathroom shit. Men may not know how to clean up after themselves is a stereotype, and men and women may keep a dirty counter or something like that. Well, that ain't the case with us, because I mean, you know, if certain things dirty, one of us gonna talk and say, oh, this shit need to be clean. And if not one of us clean it up, then we're gonna address the problem with each other, you know. But again, that's just having communication, because we both ain't scared to talk to each other. But then again, you know, if you ain't like that, then you just ain't like that. And also, really when it come down to say like food and music and watching TV and stuff together, I know that could be like a problem too, like agreeing on the same movie or agreeing on what you're going to eat together. Like, I feel like that could be a problem when you come to being wired, quote unquote, wired the same. But as long as you have like some type of level of compromise in you and you understand, well, I'm going to let her do her thing right now, but next time, you know, we're going to agree to do whatever I want to do. Or, you know, like I said, just having that level of compromise, things become a little bit more easier. Now, if there isn't no compromise, then shit, you just got one person being a slave, basically, and another person doing what they want to do. So, of course, you know, things going to seem like it's difficult. You know, you're going to seem like you ain't on the same page. You're going to seem like you ain't wired, but it's just basically not having that level of compromise and communication, and really solely this respect for each other in a sense. But yeah, that second tweet is some crazy shit, because I mean, if we get scared to live with each other, then in the next 5-10 years, we gonna really have some of the issues, you know, especially when it come to kids and shit. So the next series of tweets is actually from a little trending hashtag that was going on. I don't know, when was this? This was like last Tuesday, either last Tuesday or last Monday, something like that. All I know is it was about a week ago. And it was basically the life without men would be hashtag. And I thought this shit was just fucking crazy, because for one, I don't understand why certain people are so hurt in life that you got to express these type of things out on the timeline. But if you want to do that, of course, you know, it's social media. Be free to do whatever you want to do. But when it's like, you know, a blatant double standard, it's up to good old L to address that shit, you dig? So first thing is was actually the name John Doe. So I guess the person who tweeted this, they made a little anonymous account because they didn't want nobody to see him or whatever. So it reads, life without men would be heaven. Literally every problem throughout my life I had to deal with, males are the source of. That would literally erase every problem I had to deal with. And I'll read that again. Literally every problem throughout my life I've had to deal with, males are the source of. That would literally ease every problem I've had to deal with. So, she, I'm guessing, is, you know, a little bit upset and mad at the male race, or the male gender, I guess you could say, for all of the problems that she had throughout her life. Now, I'm, of course, not a therapist, but I will say this. I am almost 100% certain that eventually she ran into a problem where male wasn't the source. And, I'm sure she wasn't being as literal as she can, but sad thing is a lot of people actually see shit like that and run with it because they actually think that shit true. Like they actually really feel like men are the biggest problem for the problems that they have going on in their life, whether it be white men, black men, Asian men, whatever. Just all men are just so bad, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in the job force, whether it's in the family, it's just crazy to actually think that. And really, a lot of people really do believe that shit. Like a lot of people, when they get in and out of relationships or when they get in and out of, I don't know, just certain things with their job, or they may feel like, certain bosses or even coworkers are just taking advantage of them. They feel like, oh, well, that man is the problem, when in all actuality, you just need to learn how to set your boundaries, or you just need to learn how to speak up for yourself, or you just need to learn how to use your words to better your situation. A lot of people can learn that. Hell, I'm still learning that. And I guarantee you, the more you learn that shit, the better you get at it, the easier life gonna be, and the less problems you gonna have. So, John Doe, whatever you do, next time you have a problem, don't think about how a man or a male is the source of that problem. Instead, try and think of a solution. Miss John. On to the next tweet. This one is by Ubiquitous B-Dog. Life without men would be less smelly.
Well, excuse me, big dog.
I had to do a little long pause because I don't know how much sense that would make, but it's kind of ironic that said that life without men would be less smelly, because I don't know about that. I don't know about that one, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna just leave that one alone. So on to the next one. The next is from Lynn, 2001. Life without men would be peaceful and loving. Sure, like women can get along with each other. And I actually think this one, of course, is a little bit more satire, of course, a little bit more sarcastic. But I just thought this shit was true, because life without women would be the same way as what they basically just said life without men would be. If life without men was to ever happen, I'm almost certain women would not be getting along with each other. You want to know why? Because life with men, women aren't getting along with each other. And then, it's pretty self-explanatory, of course. It's a lot of things. I don't want to get into the stereotypes, but, I don't think it's going to be easy floating, you know what I mean? I'm saying. So, moving on from the life without men hashtag, I got one from Miss Cream de la Cream. And she says, you know what? I don't like broke niggas. And I don't like cheap niggas. I barely like men. They are not good people. Now, I know a lot of these tweets are actually about men and centered around men, but the reason I'm reading this is actually the tail end of National Women's Month. So I wanted to give our sisters and our fellow women some shine and, just read off their perspective of things in life currently right now. But just to reread that, I don't like broke niggas and I don't like cheap niggas. I barely like men. They are not good people.
Wow!
From Miss Cream de la Cream. Nah, I just think that shit is crazy. I don't know. I feel like I've been broke at some point in my life. At some point in my life, I feel like I've been cheap at some point in my life, but it ain't never been too hard for me. It ain't never been too difficult for me, So I don't really know what she getting at by this, but at certain points in life, you gotta allow people to grow. You gotta allow people to level up from being broke. You gotta allow people to level up from being cheap. So if those are your bases for not liking men, then I mean, have fun with a woman, you dig? But I definitely do feel like, some men are good people. I feel like I am a good person. So Miss Cream de la Cream, just actually text me. Don't text me, but DM me. And we can, I can actually tell you why there is some good men out in this world. I can actually tell you why, there is men that, has to level up from being broke and has to level up from being cheap, as you just said, that you don't like, of course. And then we can actually talk about, your perspective on why you don't like those people. And, just holla at your boy. See what's up with that. Miss Cream de la Cream. On to the next one. From Miss Salviago Iman. Now, I don't know if I'm saying this shit right, but whatever. And she says, therapy, $90 an hour. Saying it is what it is $0.
Oh, make it make sense.
And I mean, shit, that's the perspective of a lot of black people. We don't really go into therapy like that. We don't really go ahead and see what that's about. But I do feel like it would be the advantage to going through, with those sessions and actually talking through instead of just saying it is what it is or, just smoking and letting our feelings out in a blunt. I feel like we should go about the business of actually talking through. Now, it ain't got to be no therapy. It could be whoever you feel like you could trust and confide in. Shit, if you want to just comment me. Yeah, if you want to email me, I'm listening. We at the ShiftMakers are here for you. But I do feel like, you definitely want to take advantage of that. I do feel like you definitely want to go about the business of stepping out of that it is what it is or, I don't care attitude, because that shit just ain't gonna never help you. It ain't gonna really be that much of a help for you. It ain't gonna help you, the people you around, or the people, you want to affect in life. So if you need that help, if you need to talk, if you need to get something off your chest, feel free to message us at the ShiftMakers. And you can do that, of course, through YouTube at the ShiftMakers. And you can also email us at info@KRUEClothing.com. And with all of that being said, a little bit about KRUE Clothing. Now, KRUE Clothing, of course, they are a clothing line who centered around 4 intelligent young black men, and they stands for Kings Remain Unified Eternally. And you can shop at KRUE Clothing now at KRUEClothing.com. Again, that is KRUE Clothing.com, and support them.
Value, and value. Oh, we need that.
Now, as for how you can, of course, support this show, that can be done a few different ways, actually. If you feel like you got some value from this show, if you feel like this show has been, a little bit extremely valuable to you, or if it has been slightly valuable to you, then consider leaving some value back. And that can be done in a few different ways, of course. One of our favorite ways is just listening all the way through. That is extremely, extremely valuable to us. You can also leave some value by just commenting, leaving some feedback, telling us what you did like, telling us what you didn't like. If you have any arguments, if you have any comebacks, if you got some tweets you want to submit for the next Twitter Tuesday, if you got, just some bullshit that you saw on the timeline, or if you got just something that you want to holler at us about, feel free, of course, to message us at info@KRUEClothing.com. Again, that is info@KRUEClothing.com. And of course, just leave us a message. That's extremely valuable to us, leaving some feedback. And last but certainly not least, we accept donations, you dig? We accept them donations. So if you want to go about the business of leaving a donation, that can be done via PayPal and also via Venmo. We have some links in the show notes. So if you're listening to this on any of your podcast app, just click on those details, click on the show notes, and feel free to leave a donation. It can be big, it can be very small, it can be whatever you deem as valuable. And we, of course, would get value back from that. And with all of that being said, Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the value that you're going to give back. I'm El the Designer, episode 6 of The Shiftmakers.